Hi, my name is Pat, and this is my channel, Book Chat with Pat, and I'm glad that you're here. Today I'm going to be doing another Poetry Thursday episode. A couple of weeks ago, in one of my videos, I asked people if there were topics that they wanted me to explore in my Poetry Thursday episodes, and I got a whole bunch of really great suggestions. This week's episode is coming at the request of Ali Avid Reader, who is a wonderful subscriber and frequent commenter on my channel. And she requested some poetry on the theme of friendship. And I think that's a wonderful theme for us to explore in poetry, especially here on BookTube, where I think we all celebrate really wonderful friendship within the community of creators and subscribers and commenters. So Ali, thank you for the suggestion, and this is what I've been able to come up with for you. I'm going to start with a poem by Edgar Albert Guest called To an Old Friend. When we have lived our little lives and wandered all their byways through, when we've seen all that we shall see and finished all that we must do, when we shall take one backward look off yonder where our journey ends, I pray that you shall be as glad as I shall be that we were friends. Time was we started out to find the treasures and the joys of life. We sought them in the land of gold through many days of bitter strife. When we were young, we yearned for fame. In search of joy, we went afar, only to learn how very cold and distant all the strangers are. Next, I'm going to read an uncharacteristically short poem by Robert Frost. And this is a poem from a collection that he published in 1916. It's a poem entitled A Time to Talk, where he's basically putting out the idea that there's always time for work, and sometimes we need to just put our work aside for a good conversation with a friend. A time to talk. When a friend calls to me from the road and slows his horse to a meaning walk, I don't stand still and look around on all the hills I haven't hoed and shout from where I am, "What is it?" No, not as there is a time to talk. I thrust my hoe in the mellow ground, blade end up and 5 feet tall, and plod. I go up to the stone wall for a friendly visit. Next, I'm going to read my very favorite of Shakespeare's sonnets. We don't really know who the sonnets were meant for. We don't know whether he was addressing a mysterious woman, whether they were to a male friend. No one is really sure who the subject of the sonnets was, or if it was actually, if they were all for one subject. But this one, my favorite sonnet, to me, has always been about someone who is experiencing a time of great loneliness and despair and discouragement until he comes upon the thought of this loved one. And that thought saves him, brings him out of despair. This is Sonnet 29. When in disgrace with fortune and men's eyes, I all alone beweep my outcast state, and trouble deaf heaven with my bootless cries, and look upon myself and curse my fate, wishing me like to one more rich in hope, featured like him with friends possessed, desiring this man's art and that man's scope, with what I most enjoy, contented least. Yet in these thoughts myself almost despising, happily I think on thee, and then my state, like to the lark at break of day arising from sullen earth, sings hymns at heaven's gate. For thy sweet love remembered such wealth brings, that then I scorn to change my state with kings. The next two that I'm going to read are very contemporary poems. This one by Bernadette is called On Gifts for Grace. I saw a great teapot. I wanted to get you this stupendous 100% cotton royal blue and black checked shirt. There was a red and black striped one too. Then I saw these boots at a place called Chuckles. They laced up to about 2 inches above your ankles, all leather and in red, black, or purple. It was hard to have no money today. I won't even speak about the possible flowers and kinds of lingerie, all linen and silk with not yet perfumed laces, brilliant enough for any of the graces, full of luxury, grace notes, prosperousness, and charm. But I can only praise you with this poem. Its being is the same as the meaning of your name. And finally, Old Friends by Freya Manfred. Old friends are a steady spring rain or late summer sunshine edging into fall, or frosted leaves along a snowy path. A voice for all seasons saying, I know you. The older I grow, the more I fear I'll lose my old friends, as if too many years have scrolled by since the day we sprang forth seeking each other. Old friend, I knew you before we met. I saw you at the window of my soul. I heard you in the steady millstone of my heart, grinding grain for our daily bread. You are sedimentary, rock-solid cousin earth, where I stand firmly, astonished by your grace and truth, and gratitude comes to me and says, tell me anything and I will listen. Ask me anything and I will answer you. So that's a little bit of poetry about friendship. As always, I thank you for watching. I hope that you're doing well. I'll speak with you again soon. Take care.